Hello, everybody, and I am Carrie Sinanan. I'm an assistant professor of English at the University of Texas, San Antonio. I'm sending out support to everybody who is supporting in various ways the scholar strike today, which is really something that is the least that we in academia can do. I would like to imagine an institutional reality in which we are not competing against each other, or we are not um, relying on the unpaid, unrewarded, unacknowledged labour of others so that some of us can succeed. This is not the way for us to carry on. Um, I want to read a poem by Grace Nichols to sort of celebrate today, I think. It's called Skin Teeth, and it's from her collection, I As a Long Memoried Woman, of 1983. And Grace Nichols, a Guyanese poet, whose work I really appreciate. Not every skin teeth is a smile massa. If you see me smiling when you pass, if you see me bending when you ask, know that I smile, know that I bend, only to rise and strike again. Know that I smile, know that I bend, only to rise and strike again. And I think I really appreciate so many things in this short piece, but especially the way in which Nichols' language, skin teeth, defamiliarizes the idea of a smile and wrests it from an idea of obedience and pleasantry. In his Journal of a West India proprietor, Matthew Lewis, the Gothic British author who inherited his father's plantations, he travels to Jamaica, and he had voted to abolish the slave trade, but he quite willingly inherited 700 enslaved people on two plantations, Cornwall and Hoardley estates. And when he goes there, he talks a lot about how smiling and compliant his enslaved people are. He also talks a lot about how he would like them to work harder. And so this is a wonderful corrective to the enslavers' misreading of deliberate construction of his enslaved people as somehow happy to work for him. But it's also a disruption of power, because even if this smile is coming out of a certain compliance, that compliance in this poem, if you see me smiling, is conditional. And it's also in some ways willingly given, that obedience, and it can be willingly withheld as well. And I think that Nichols has a wonderful pun in terms of strike, the rise and strike of the cutlass against the sugarcane in the field, of course. But the strike there can also mean rebellion, resistance. And in our day today, we can think of the strike meaning something else again, a withholding of labour. And it's a very helpful poem for thinking our way into the reality of the long history of transatlantic slavery, which, as many historians have argued, and most recently Vincent Brown in his book Tacky's Revolt, have argued that it's best to look at this history as a long and protracted war. And if we come up to today, to Black Lives Matter, a war that has not ended, because the conditions for that war have not ended. And I'm sure I'm not the only person who's going to notice this, but of course W.E. Du Bois, in his chapter, The General Strike in Black Reconstruction, posits the theory that it was a withholding of enslaved labour on the plantations that was key to the ending. I'll just end with him. The strike, he says, was not merely the desire to stop work. It was a strike on a wide basis against the conditions of work. It was a general strike that involved directly in the end perhaps 500,000 people. They wanted to stop the economy of the plantation system, and to do that, they left the plantations. So solidarity with everybody who's supporting all manner of events and redirections of labour, emphasis of labour, withholding of labour, whatever everybody's doing. I stand in support, and thank you very much to the people who organised this and to you all.